This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to what is another video. What a day yesterday we had Narrativo staking his claims for German classic glory with what I thought was a very authoritative performance in the Union Rennen yesterday at Cologne. I mean, the horse could have gone round again, so that was all very encouraging. And then out of the five we had in the French Oaks, Sparkling Plenty, one of ours, managed to take out the race. Disappointing that the other four couldn't really film any more of the minor places behind her. But on the day, I thought Sparkling Plenty won well. It was like a carbon copy of the Sandringham, really, wasn't it? Out wide, did them for a turn of foot. Very good. So, leading into Royal Ascot, really, for me, it's always a quite quiet week, Royal Ascot, really. There's never much going on. Classic watch. There's no classics at Royal Ascot. So, and the 2-year-old races with a view to picking winners for next year's classics. Well, to me, I don't really think that these necessarily are the best classic trials we will see as 2-year-olds this season. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through a few horses. We've got a couple of 2-year-olds that I'm hoping might be a lot better than Royal Ascot 2-year-olds, if that makes any sense. I don't mean that in a derogatory term, but you get a lot of breeze-off horses at Royal Ascot, and not many long-term prospects. Sometimes Royal Ascot could be the final goal, even at 2, for a 2-year-old. So basically, I tend to look for horses that are going to win over a mile at 3 and further. And you might not get many of them running at this time of year at 2. I found a couple, though, that have got entries at Royal Ascot. I'm going to take a look at them. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to talk too much about the pedigree of them because none of them will probably make it, to be fair. So these are a very early stage horses, these. Camille Pissarro has to be one. Sired by Wootton Bassett out of a dam called Entreat. You'll see there the horse is in the 305 tomorrow, which is the Coventry. Form's okay. It's been beaten, though. It's improved up by 11, though, from 87, to 96 on its second start, where it's beaten in the Group 3 at the Curragh recently, the Marble Hill, that's right. I can't remember what the race was called. Interesting pedigree, this horse. Interesting speed and stamina from Dam Line 7, which is a strange one. There's not really many horses on that for about 300 years on the legacy site I use. They seem to have branched off into 7A, B, C, D and E. So, but this is a very well-bred horse, this is. If people look at the third dam of it, Imagining is the dam of Serena's Song and horses like that. Serena's Song there, look. Imagining. And she's the dam of that Sophisticat, isn't she? There at the time was a record-breaking foal for the amount bought, 3.4 million. It was a world record at the time. Solid Group 1 filly, look, winner of the Coronation Stakes. More recently, you've got horses like Producer at the top end of it as well. I remember that one going round. And Golden Horde won the Commonwealth Cup, didn't it? That's a half brother to this horse, Entreat. Exactly the same dam, and arguably a better stallion, Wootton Bassett. Golden Horde, out and out sprinter. Weren't he really? This one I'm hoping might not be. Chances are it probably will be a sprinter though. That's why. But yeah, interesting horse this one. Camille Pissarro, I think, at this stage. It's already been beaten in one pattern race. It was to take another 2 or 3. It could be in trouble. There's Family 7. Look, you see, the last horse there is 1875. Look, so it's not really worth finding it on this site. Mountain Breeze, a filly, look, is in the Albany. That's on the Friday. Very well bred. This one as well. 2 out of 2. It ran to a mark of 95 when it won a novice stakes. It's won at Newmarket twice. So they must be thinking of guineas with this one. And so it's a half brother to Pinatubo, this horse. Mountain Breeze 7-8, that you see branching off line 7 already. Interesting, it's got a few 7s here. Lava Flow, the dam you see, is also the dam off Pinatubo. And obviously the fourth dam of the horse is Al Jazzy. So you have to say it's got some sort of classic hopes, you know, but they've started nice and early, haven't they? You know, you'd think that she might just be the most forward of the Godolphin fillies at this stage rather than the best Godolphin 2-year-old filly. You know, but she's not done much wrong at the minute, has she? And she's got an interesting pedigree, without any shadow of a doubt. The next one, Heaven's Gate, sired by Churchill out of a dam called Itacan. This one won a maiden second time out, went into a mark of 92. This is off the Height of Fashion line, believe it or not. A Coolmore horse on the Height of Fashion line. You know, they're rare, but you do get them. You see, Height of Fashion is the third dam of this horse. I mean, Shadwell will probably have some going around where Height of Fashion is probably the fourth dam. You know, it's sort of one of them Sarrier. The first dam didn't really breed much of note, it's fair to say. But you've got horses like Gennati in there. Gennati out of Sarrier, the second dam as well, won the Guineas. And you've got horses like Mawathek, who was also a stallion, wasn't he, at one point? Won the Cumberland Lodge and second in the Champion Stakes. You know, out of Sarrier as well. Very interesting pedigree, though, I think, for a Coolmore horse. It'd be interesting to see how she goes. I mean, well, I think she is in the Albany as well, isn't she? No, she's actually in both races. The Queen Mary on the Wednesday and the Albany on the Friday. Obviously, I would rather she goes for the 6 furlong race. It will be interesting to see if she proves good enough on the day. The next one is Electrolyze, Wafnan Racing horse. Sired by Hello Zane, probably another sprinter, out of a dam called Byberry. This one's done absolutely nothing wrong. 82 it ran to first time out, winning by 2 1/4 lengths upper air. But the reason I've picked this one is because Dahlia is the fourth dam of it. People look at the pedigree of Electrolyte, family 13C. You'll see the fourth dam of it is a legendary race mare Dahlia. I mean, you don't see her in many pedigrees these days. There was one White Moonlight that was she was a second or third dam of that one. Sadly passed away this season. Trained by Saeed bin Sarur. But yeah, until this horse gets beat, this horse could be absolutely anything. Yeah, I think it's one that's in the Coventry. It's a ridiculous price, really, for a horse of this pedigree. It's in the only race it's in. Ascot, the Archie Watson trained Wafnan Racing owned horse. Interesting horse. Calderon, it was related to that. Look, a Group 3 winner at 4 and a listed winner at 3. That was out of the same dam, Byberry. Then you've got horses like Rite of Passage. Dahlia's Chrissy, the second dam. Rite of Passage was a classic winner, Irish St Ledger. Oh, no, he wasn't. So he won the Ascot Gold Cup and Champion Bumper at Cheltenham, that's right. Third in the Champion Bumper as well. Champion Stayer in Europe of 2010, the gelding, is out of the second dam of the horse. And then you've got a St Ledger winner in Nadawi, who's out of Wadged, and Wadged is the third dam. I know Dahlia's Image. Wadged is a half-sister to Dahlia's Image. You see Wadged is Dahlia and Nadawi there. So different second dam. Nadawi won the St Ledger of 1998. And he also won the Gordon Stakes. Second in the King George the year after. Before going to sire in Brazil. Yeah, interesting horse, Electrolyte. Whether 6 furlongs at this time of year at 2 will be the time to see the best of him remains to be seen. Interesting horse. The next one is quite a risky one. I just saw someone whose opinion I respect on Twitter. He put on there that he thought he saw a good 2-year-old run at Hamilton. So I looked at the pedigree of it, and I could sort of see how it could be. Oh yeah, there's a look for Dahlia, Nadawi, and the other one. There's other good horses around it. Rail Link as well. Even before it as well, you've got other horses like Questing. Yeah, there's some nice horses around this section. Dahlia herself, obviously, was an absolute legend of a racehorse. Up the Clarets was the name of the horse. I looked at the pedigree of it, and I thought, yeah, well, I can see why he would say that. They then managed to get it beat in a £10,000 seller. Richard Fahey had the horse then. It did improve from 78 to 82, but they've lost the horse. They claim bought by Ian Jardine. I think the fella said for 50,000. They put it in the Coventry Stakes, 60,000 Group 2, 100 to 1 shot. And it's a very well bred horse. You've got horses like Only Soil and El Soil, Fall Aspen. It's the family of Dubai Millennium, family 4M. Some very interesting horses like El Nadim. This one's quite closely related to El Nadim as well. See the Mathaf. Some interesting horses if people go back far enough. It was the sort of one where I thought if they managed to get beat in a cellar, though, it wouldn't be my approach. If I had this horse, it wouldn't be what I was looking to do with it. Because it's bred to be a pattern quality horse, but chances are they might be aiming a little bit too high with it in the Coventry. But it is one that I definitely would be one of the better bred ones that I've seen this year. And that's it, really, of the ones that turned up. I've only got a list of about 6 or 7. So that's really all the 2-year-olds I'll be watching at Royal Ascot this year. What I'll do now is I'll record the video. I'll pause the recording and I'll open up some more. And we'll have a look at the 3-year-olds running at Royal Ascot this year and the older horses from a Classic Watch 2022 and Classic Watch 2023. See if any of them might be worth taking a look at. So I'll be back shortly. Hello, everybody. And welcome back. Yeah, we've got a few. There's a few, about 7 or 8, 9. We'll start taking a look at the older horses first. Torito. Horse I've always liked. It's on that damn line I like that's related to Journey and all them. I've Waffenham Racing. I've since bought the horse from George Strawbridge. It ran a cracking race when it was third last time out. And I think it's a pattern quality horse. I think the form is there. The pedigree is there already. But again, I think connections are still sticking to handicap. It's in it's got the listed race, the Wolferton, at 5:40, and it's also in the John Smith's Cup. I do like this horse. Hopefully it kick on. Desert Hero is another one. I think they've got the trick wrong with this one. I remember when I looked at the pedigree of it, I always thought this horse was a bit of a stayer. It ran in the Ledger last year. Took every yard of the 1 mile 4 to win the Gordon at Goodwood, and it was a Royal Ascot winner this time last year. Third in the Ledger, second at Sandown in the Brigadier Gerard, then fifth in, what was that race called? Oh yeah, the Aston Park, of course it was. When I want to see this horse over 2 miles, 2.5 miles, really do. They're sticking it up to the 1.5 mile trip. Another one of mine that they gelded, which I wasn't really that impressed with. Same as Torito, also gelded, also in the Hardwick and the King George at this stage. Desert Hero, but yeah, Hardwick. Don't know. I don't think, like I said to somebody on Twitter, I think the horse is a stayer, not a middle distance horse. Be interesting to see how I get on. This one I do think they have got right. Gregory. Again, when I was hoping to be an out-and-out stayer, you'll see there, managed to get 1 mile 6 furlongs on its third start at Royal Ascot last year to win the Queen's Vase. Never really kicked on though from there, has it? Satisfactory first start this season, I think we'd say, at York in the Yorkshire Cup. I don't think anybody can say it was any better than that. But this one in the Ascot Gold Cup, I think this one must have a good chance. It's bred to do the job, along with some of the others. Obviously, Kyprios is a fantastic horse. No one needs to tell me about how good that horse is. I've been following that damn line for decades, quite frankly. So he will be a very fierce and tough nut to crack. But Gregory, up and coming stayer, without any shadow of a doubt, I think that this is the first time I think they'll approved to have raced over this trip. Yeah, and I'm hoping it'll be the making of him, to be honest. Very good chance, I think. Diamond Rain is now on to the 3-year-olds now. A lot of the 3-year-olds are already on Classic Watch 24. I'm not really going to touch on them at all in this video. We're only looking at moving forward. Obviously, the ones that are running in classics, arguably, if they've not won a classic already, then they've failed regarding Classic Watch 24. But there's plenty of 3-year-olds on Classic Watch 24 that I'm sure have run in classics and are turning up at Royal Ascot. But the purpose of this video is for horses moving forward after Royal Ascot. You know, you can argue that horses that have run in classics already and running at Royal Ascot could be on the decline. You've got like the odd mile and 4 race trial Group 2, haven't you? And you've got the Queen's Vase and races like that. But these are a few 3-year-olds on my list from last season that have not really done the job. Well, this one wasn't. Diamond Rain this season added her to the list by Shamadale out of an Oaks winner, Dancing Rain. Look at the form of that. 2 out of 2. Listed winner in May 2024 in the Newbury Village Trial, where she beat the highly rated horse of Varians that won yesterday, Ejabia, by 2 1/4 lengths, rated 106 after only 2 starts. And this horse is in the Ribblesdale Stakes. Very well bred horse from the family like Dancing Rain won the Oaks. Dr. Devious is an Oaks winner. Derby winner as well, very closely related to it. It's a horse I followed a few on this line, but it's one I'm going to save for a video because the price suggests that they might just have to steer around in the Ribblesdale and then onto the Irish Oaks. So this is a very early look at a Classic Watch 24 possible, this one, boys and girls. I am spoiling you. Let's see how she can take out the Ribblesdale first, though. She's definitely entered in the Irish Oaks, and definitely, I do think that it's a classic horse. My mum won 2 Oaks, Germany and the UK. Dr. Devious won the Derby, who's out of the second dam, which I think is called Rose of Jericho off the top of my head, something like that. You know, it's a 1 mile 4 pedigree all day long. Lovely horse. Hopefully she'll turn up in the Irish Oaks. Another one, Macduff, is a bit of an also-ran, isn't he, really? But he's ran some good races, and he's quite a well-bred horse. I had him around. He was around mine, you see, Al Musmac and Ghostwriter. And then his 13th he was in the Derby. Second in the Sandown Classic Trial, behind Arabian Crown. But he's one that's never won the races that he needed to. And it'd be a shame, really, if he was to win now and go to the Irish Derby and I had to make a video on him, wouldn't it? Because he entered in it, he is as well. Oh, great. So let's hope Macduff runs a big race in the King Edward VII Stakes, shall we? On Friday. King's Gambit is arguably one of the most progressive horses that I've got on the list. Is he a Ledger horse, though? Is now what we've got? Ledger and Irish Derby, isn't it? That's all we've got left. There seems to be a lot of confidence behind him when he won that £52,000 handicap. Like they had a group horse in a handicap. They must have thought that. And he won like one, to be fair to him. He's entered. What's he entered in? He's entered in the Hampton Court Stakes, the Group 3 on Thursday. But again, the trip. There's not many entries over mile 4. And the Ledger, will he go for the Voltage during the Ledger? Who knows? Stamina-wise, I don't know. He might have missed the boat this one regarding Classic Watch 24. But I do think he's a nice horse. Look at him. His form is there for all to see. And he looks as though that there's plenty more to come. Plenty more to come. Never quite made a video on the horse. Same as Eben Shaddad, who's also turned into a bit of an also-man, really. Calix. I was looking forward to doing this one as well. Because at the time I thought it was a sneaky one because it's related to Lady Spatespeare and all them. And Shell Spate and all the Shell horses. Perfect Shell out in Australia. Out in North America. So I was looking forward to doing this one. But the horse addressed again. It's been beaten by 2 of mine. Look, El Yanabi and City of Troy. And this year it's just not been good enough. 7th in the Group 1 Guineas. 2nd in the Craven. Obviously a very good, well-bred horse. And if it was to win a pattern race, I would not be in the least bit surprised. It's been took out. It was actually in a race earlier. Else I wouldn't have had it on here. And then since then they've updated the entries and the race, and the horse isn't running. Oh well. Zanjabila, let's make sure this is running first then. Yes. Zenjabila's in the Sandringham, another one that's been quite disappointing. Too Darn Hot Sired, Roger Varian horse. It's only beaten one horse home in 2 starts in Pattern Company. Looks all right outside of Pattern Company. Beaten by Race the Wind. I think that might be one of ours as well. The relative of Cascadian. Godolphin horse. But yeah, Sandringham entry for Zenjabila on Friday at 5:05. Cambridge, another one, another bit of an also ran. Very well bred horse. I noticed him when he ran first time out. He never quite got the job done that day. Since then, he's been beaten by Grosvenor Square, 4th in the Craven and 4th in the Dante. So again, he's just one of them frustrating types at the minute. He's entered in a few races later on in the week. So he's one to look out for. He's going to be looking as though he's going to be a fair price, I think, wherever he runs in what will be, I think, his first run in a handicap. I think all them runs are in handicaps. I mean, in pattern races. Handicap. Oh, no. He could turn up in the Hampton Court or the King Edward VII. But he's in for 2 handicaps and 2 pattern races. So it'll be interesting to see if they've got a group horse. I think they'll know more after this week, whether they have or whether they haven't. And King's Gamble was in the Britannia Stakes on the Thursday, side by Kingman. This one I don't think is really looking as though it's going to be good enough. It ran. I didn't know it ran then until I looked today. It was beaten odds on favourite. Went into a mark of 90 on its first start this year in a novice stakes, but it did up in trip towards the trips I was hoping they would run it at a mile minimum. It's that run there. It was a good run that was when it won. It was a decent run to finish second in the Group 2 Lowther. It's always a fair race, the Lowther. And I don't really hard to tell. Was the race over a mile or 7 furlongs? I can't remember now. For King's Gamble, a mile, yeah. So they've got her to the trips I wanted. And if she's a pattern race horse, she'll run well in that, won't she? Yeah, so it's a he. Sorry, I thought that was a filly then for a minute, but it isn't. So yeah, hopefully he runs well. I can't see any reason why he wouldn't. He's not exposed or anything, is he, at the trip? You know, very interesting horse. But yeah, that's about it at Royal Ascot. Like I said, it's an interesting week for me just to sit back and watch a bit of racing, really. And then we've got a week to the Irish Derby, which is, I think, on the 30th of this month. Right, I'm going to end this video here now. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching it. Why don't you leave your selections for Royal Ascot in the comments? Let us know what you're fancying this week at Royal Ascot. It's always a fantastic week of racing. I hope you enjoy the week, everybody. I'm planning to, hopefully, touch wood. But for now, I will leave it there. What I'll do at the end of this video is just leave a playlist, I think, to the Classic Watch Possibles. This is not really any series, just what's happening for me at Royal Ascot. But for now, I'm going to leave this video here, and I'll also give everybody an opportunity to subscribe to the channel. If they've watched this video and they have chosen not to already, I'll give them an opportunity to do so. Subscribe to the channel. But yeah, Irish Derby coming up next. So I'm going to wait and see what turns up on the day. I'm not really overly excited about the race at the minute. I have to waffle for 30 odd seconds, or else it will cut the intro off. The intro cards can be up for 20 seconds, you see, at the end of the video. Los Angeles, I still think, is more of a ledger horse. Nothing he did at Epsom persuades me that he doesn't need further than this. And he seems quite a short price for the Derby, and I don't really know what else there is out there at the minute that's going to turn up for Classic Watch 2024. I'm sure the picture will become clearer later on in the week. It might just be a case of having to sit back and hopefully Los Angeles does the business. Right, for now, I'm going to leave this video here anyway. Take care, everybody. Have a fantastic week at Royal Ascot. Enjoy the racing and take care. Goodbye.